ready, yes. I have a naked man behind here. My name is Sundar Cronquist. I'm the host of this madhouse that we love. This little gem of ours called the LA School of Comedy, where really you can do anything you want, almost. If you want to play a drug dealer, you can do that. I know people who can play one here, but they didn't get the job. That's okay. I took the drugs, and that's why I'm now invisible. I'm kidding. I didn't think I lost weight till I got back to Paterson, New Jersey, and my family said, "Are you sick?" Because in LA, that's where you're supposed to be, right? You sit sideways and you're absent. But I want to make sure. Can you get me on there? That's so good. Let's give a round of applause for Jennifer Flores, who's our social media manager, getting things done. Billy Ramirez is putting out those funny pictures of me that do look like me, by the way. And Samantha Linderman, your comedy concierge, could not be here. But we do want you to know that we have classes for kids. We have classes for teens. We do podcasting. We get your kids off of their tablet and onto something else. What? I don't know. But I decided today that I'm going to say at least once on the show something that somebody doesn't know about me besides Brennan, because Brennan is the funniest guy. When I met him, I didn't realize I was telling him stories. This man is in the corner fact-checking me. I never saw this in my life. I said, what is he doing? I'd say something. He said, yeah, he had this long ponytail, just changes his San Francisco look. And I turned around, he was like, wow, that's right. You're right. Because like you said, it's so far-fetched what we have experienced, right? That it's you checked, and he fact-checked it. I couldn't do it. And he said to me, he taught me. You did. You're like, this is how you Google. I didn't know how to Google. I just knew what I know with the, because who's going to believe the stories? Like, would you ever believe that I modeled with Oprah Winfrey's boyfriend? That's funny, right? It's hysterical. And all they wanted to do, the women, they were bringing bottles of baby oil. This is so before Kanye. Or was it Kanye? Diddy, okay. Little Dicky, right. So I got in trouble for that post once. But they all wanted to they were like, aren't you going to put baby oil on him? And I was just thinking, why? And he said to me, I'm going to go out with Oprah Winfrey. I said, I'd like to see that. And he said, I'm going to write her a letter. And he sent a picture of that body of his, which was beautiful. And mazel tov to him. His cousin just got married. Oh, that's his cousin in the picture. The blonde. Because it's a strange story. It's a strange story. Where we're from, where he's from, there's a place in the world where there are black people who have blonde hair and blue eyes. And they are black people. And they do not want to marry white people, and they do not want to marry black people, and so they intermarry again and again and again. And they're called rock jumpers. Now, you never heard of anything like that, right? Mississippi whites, you never heard of that? No, see that? That's why comedy's so interesting when you see things like that. Why, you a rock jumper? You a rock jumper? I ain't scared of you. Listen to him. I'm a red bone. That's what I don't know. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so I've been watching documentaries as well. I'm totally obsessed with the Rolling Stones. I think that they are on some sort of formaldehyde because you can't be alive. You can't be alive like that, like for real. Like all passed out and coming back, and when whip comes down. And, they were all doing it, and that was really weird. Just to be alive this long is a lot, It's a lot. I've been alive a long time. And somebody made a joke about me last week and said, oh, she's a 50-year-old starving for attention. Ain't they crazy? I can't see. I ain't starving for attention. I tripped. All right. And you know what happens when you trip. You look at the floor like, what did you just do? Because it sure enough wasn't me. Now, there's a lot of people I haven't seen for a minute, and I really miss this guy. He's a big guy with comedy, and I love him dearly. Let's give up the comedy of Lee Schwartz. Lee Schwartz, darling, yes! Woo, woo, woo! That's your 3 minutes, everyone, for me.
Thank you. Good to see you back. Great to be back. Seems like it's only been like 5 days, no, 3 days since I've been here last. It's about 3 days, feels like it. I don't know how long it's really been, but that's how I feel that way. But so a lot of things have happened since last. So it was time I took a break from my girlfriend. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, so I haven't seen her in 7 months. It's working out. We figured it out, so it's good. She left the emotional support dog behind, so but she's like, you probably need it. And I said, well, it doesn't do anything. It just goes around, looks at trash, wanders, unsupportive, ignores me, just like my girlfriend. So I don't really need her anymore. So it works out good. Sometimes when she's real angry, just in anger, she kind of says, things that she really means, always. She said she's much happier before she met me when she was by herself, And I said, go easy on me, I don't have any imaginary friends. They were really hard to see. So, and I made it though. And one time my mom locked me in the closet in the basement, brought me up from the basement. I said, why, what'd you do? And she said, I'm sorry, I had to put you down in the basement because I already put your brother in the closet. So that makes sense. My parents, they make fun of me. They get me ready for school, regular school. So it's kind of like home bullying. Like at the table, they say, like, you look awful today. Where'd you get that hat? The trash? Just get me going, build me up. But my dad said, I don't think I'm going to make fun of you anymore. It's really not fair to make fun of you. It'd be more fair to make fun of you and your brother. So, I guess that's fair. Distribution equal of ridicule, of course. That made a lot of sense. So, but I was trying to get her to stop smoking. She smokes, but every time after sex. Sorry, after sex, right? That'd be really weird, actually. But so I was saying, what's going on? You haven't had sex for so long, and she said, I've been trying to quit smoking. Okay, and she's like, can you help support me? And I was like, that's kind of a trick question, because it's not what I want to hear, though. At all. But I did go last week, try to get my car fixed. Went to I wanted to get an honest mechanic, and so I go in and he gets way overpriced. I say, listen. I said, did you overcharge me as you thought I knew nothing about cars, like one of those people? He's like, yes, I did. He said, honest guy. My mom. Well. Yeah, my mom was like, "What? You're not going to go back and see this guy?" And I said, "Yes, I am. Where can I find a guy like that? Amazing person." And I want to find out next week how much he rips me off for. It's exciting for me. It's never a dull moment, But I go on. But I just have to put up with my girlfriend. I understand that, and she gets mad at me. I break all her things, unintentionally, of course. But she says, just don't, when you come home, tiptoe in the door and just don't move much. It's all these porcelain cats everywhere, and they're everywhere. And I keep knocking one over, and they keep sprouting up, I don't know. And she should just get rid of all of them. It doesn't help me at all, really. But I go on. And I did tell her we should do something, her and I do something sexually adventurous, come on, And I said, her and I, we should kind of do something risky, something we might be afraid of to get caught. And she said, how about cheating? And that wasn't what I want to hear either. So, but I don't know. But I can't figure her out. But anyway, I go on. It's just one of those things. But she says that, you shouldn't get any more dogs, period. You don't do well with dogs. They just go take off. And she said, remember that dog you had when you were a kid? It's true. She ran off. My first dog did run off. And I said to my mom, well, sorry, it was my fault. I was crying to her. And she said, don't, just sat me down. She said, it's not your fault. It's probably ran away to find a much better family, better than ours. You should feel happy, she said. All right. Well, that's so. All right, I can't win really, but I go on. And she said though, you heard about when my parents got divorced. She heard about that. Sometimes kids can blame themselves for the divorce, And she wanted to sit me down. She said, reassured me that no confusion. It was absolutely 100% my fault that they got divorced. And that made me feel real good, you know. But I go on, and I do. And thank you all for listening. At least somebody does. Okay. You can see me on YouTube. Lee Shorts.
Yeah, are they gonna throw you on the 101?
Throw me anywhere.
Throw you anywhere, right?
Throw me anywhere. I'll make do with it.
You will make do with it. Lee, you are one of the funniest people that you don't even know. It's crazy. You're insane. You're insane. You're insane. But we love it. But we know what else we love? We're going to have some new flavor up in this house, and she's going to make it really caliente. And I'm really glad to have her. You got 2 minutes? Come on, a few minutes of Jennifer Flores. Come on, I'll spray. Let's go. Jennifer! Yes. Always tell them what's wrong. Tell them how you're feeling. You know what I mean? You'll be like, I'm sick. There you go.
Hey guys, I'm Jen. I am sick. No, I am really sick. Speaking of sick, no. You know, I feel like COVID was a real good litmus test to see like who would hide the zombie bite. You know, like there were people going to like the clubs during COVID. Like they had underground clubs, they had casinos. No, actually there was casinos still operating outside in their parking lot. And it's like, do you really need to go? Like you're gambling next to like you're only 2 people at a table masked up. Like, what are you doing here for $25? Like, it's bad. It's bad. So, like, I don't know where I was going with that, but I just thought, like, hey, you know, you see that connection. Honestly, my brain has been really off lately, so that's also why I haven't been on the mic, because I don't have that will to push on. I don't. I'm barely keeping afloat now. You know, it's like my Instagram search bar is like 1-800, you know, if you need help, we're here for you. And I'm like, so, you know, that's why I haven't been on the mic as much, but I'm okay. I'm pushing through. I'm happy. I love it here. A little bit about me. I do social media. I really love like this opportunity that I have to just pour into that. I feel like it's like my way to like express myself, but also it's kind of my way to be like, this is what you should do better. Like, I kind of like that. Like, I kind of like to tell people what they're doing wrong. Like, it's kind of fun, but it's like through social media. So it's like, I could be like, have you ever thought about, but it's really like, but anyways, I really like doing that. I'm trying to do that more on the Instagram and throughout the tapes and stuff like that. So if you ever need any guidance, any like help, any edits, I really just want to like keep pouring into this place. Thank you so much. And you can find me on Instagram at Divine World, DIVINEE World. I just want to be different with the 2 E's. Thank you. All right, Sunda, welcome back, the lovely Sunda.
But when you feel that way, it's good because you
Very happy to be here.
You feel better already. She look better already. You feel better already. We got a nurse here who's paranoid. So let me just. I just realized it. I know, but you know I'm crazy. You all don't think I spray this? I'll drip it all over. I don't care. Here.
All right.
Hey.
Some bacteria, you know, they're good for you.
That's all they say, these young girls. I can't clean down there. I'm saving my bacteria. I said, smell like you got enough for everybody in the house. And some of your family, you got to get back out. That's a shame and a disgrace when the blind man says, good morning, ladies. All right, did I say that? I did say that. Okay, so I'm going to definitely bring up the man of the hour and the hairstyle of the moment. We never know, but I'm always interested in hearing what he has to say. The one and only Mr. Brennan Weeks.
Cindy, you always put so much pressure on me before I come up here.
Always.
All hail he! All right, yeah, presenting! Oh, boy. All right. So I have a show tomorrow. It's called Sad Funny. which is my brand, essentially. So they gave me 5 minutes up top, so I wanted to kind of work out this bit that I want to do for the show, right? Some context, right, is, you guys, most of you know me as half black and half white, right? We can start there, okay? So, without further ado, I will present my act. All right. We have some special guests in the house tonight. We do. All right. I want you to put your hands together for my parents, guys, for my parents. For my parents. It's my parents. All right. Yeah. You can kind of tell which one is which, right? This is Dad. This is my mom, right? Say hi, guys, right? So I miss my parents every day, right? But my parents were in show business, right? So this is just fine. My dad was on Broadway. My mom was a dancer, right? They're not doing much singing and dancing right now, but that's okay. All right. Yeah. Both of my I told them before we left home, I was like, hey, we got rehearsal. All right. We got 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. It's really, they still got it. They still got it. All right. I hope you guys can get this on the live stream. They're just sitting right here. Yeah. 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 My dad was on Broadway, and I was recently watching one of his series. He was on PBS's Alice in Wonderland in 1983, right? And it's amazing artwork. Except my dad was Tweedledee, and he was with his friend Winston, who was Tweedledum, all right? Lifelong friends. And my dad's is in tights. My father is in tights, dancing around doing nursery rhymes. And I was like, you know what? Actually, that explains a lot about my character. I understand why I am the way. I'm just a little fruity. And I get that. I get that now. I can do, dancer moves. Right? I don't know, man. My mom's so funny. I mean, she's got a couple jokes now, right? She never really supported me in my comedy career. And I was like, well, you know what? You don't have a choice now, do you? Right? This is the first time she's seen me live, right? You're not the only one dying up here, right? Okay. Right. It's interesting. So, in 2015, my dad beat my mom to death. No, he just died in 2015. My mom died in 2024. All right. All right. You just won the race, essentially. Okay. All right. Slow down. Yeah. My dad was in blaxploitation movies too, in the 70s. He was in films such as like Shaft and like Truck Turner, and like Black Belt Jones, which is like a black kung fu movie, right? So growing up was hard because if I didn't do my homework, he'd be like, "No, listen here, Jeff Turkey," and then whoop my ass. Right? I've been doing that bit for years. Okay. But there's a couple other bits. It's always fun. You know what? This isn't the first rehearsal we've done. I've been bringing them on the road. All right. We've had a couple of gigs. All right. I beat them like the Jackson 5. Right. All right. Yeah. Speaking of getting beat. Thinking about it in hindsight, I deserved all those ass whoopings. Absolutely. I think that is something so important. I would have been dead years ago, right? Unless, there's that fear of God, right? Just that fear, the crack, right? if you've never had an aversion to belts, as soon as, because you need to wear a belt as a man, but every time you touch it, if you get a shiver, that tells you you had a great upbringing. All right. You just look at it like it's a weapon. Like it's like you look at you know how before you go off to battle, you're like, I gotta strap up. Because you know, by default, like that's what you're packing too. It's like Rambo. You can just like whip it. Whoosh, what Indiana Jones? Anyway, different references. I'm mind barfing. We're going with it. But my parents decided on Hot Wheels tracks as their weapon of choice. You know how hard it is getting beat with your own Christmas presents, right? I don't know. My parents wanted to be parents, right? The oldest of 4 children, right? And so, I don't know, man. It takes a lot to have 4 kids. Like, to go through that pain. My mom went through that pain of childbirth 4 times. And it just makes me think, like, how horny do you have to be, right? You got to be horny to have 4 kids, right? Isn't that weird, right? To be able to want to procreate, like that primal need to pop another one of those out. Fuck me! Like, I just can't imagine what it's like, how horny my parents were, right? I heard my dad begrudgingly helped make my sisters. I know that. He was done after the first 2, right? He's like, you want more? He's like, fuck, yeah. But they did it, man. They did. They raised 4 kids. Oh, boy. And I was a horny kid growing up. I was a horny kid, right? We all were, right, to some degree. Some of you have weird fetishes now that you need to talk to a therapist about. But I was a horny kid. And I think the first time I recognized my dad's disappointment, I mean, besides, you know, growing up and everything, but like real disappointment was when he caught me with porn for the first time. Does anybody had, when you got caught by your parents with porn, it is that you'll never forget it. It is the one moment when you're like, oh, they know I'm dirty. I am not the prodigal son. Oh no. The illusion of self. And I'd say getting caught with porn as a kid, I get that same flashback when I got caught cheating. All right. It's the same pain. But yeah, we had the Dell desktop computer in the living room. All right. So masturbating for me was like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. You'd have 15 seconds there in the kitchen. What are you going to do? Bam, 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 bam. I'm sorry, Mom. Right. The video's still buffering because we're on 56K. I'm just jerking off to pixels. Bam, 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 bam. Quick, I gotta clean up. Sorry. Yeah, he found it. Thanks. I got it on the. He found my porn printed out on a printer on 8x11 white pieces of paper. You know, I didn't even waste the paper. I didn't even double side them. All right, I single page them for you know, obviously encyclopedic use later. They're all like formatted. It was like pictures, like thumbnails that I just like printed. I had no idea what I was doing, so I had to like look at it, like really, sure, just make sure I'm looking at it. Yeah, so he's like looking over his glasses, and I could just see, like he was just trying to understand like why me, would be looking at hardcore ebony porn. The age of 11. I have no idea. He has no idea what I've seen. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm Brendan Weeks, and you can find me at Brendan Weeks. And this Friday, I'm releasing my first comedy album entitled Age of Depravity. It's going to be on all streaming platforms this Friday. Peace.
Mazel tov. Nice meeting you. I would have been so much nicer had I known. Man, you never know what's going to happen here at LASC. You never know who's going to be here. And this next comedian is absolutely no exception, and she's just a welcome sight here. She's making her debut, and we are going to give her the light at 3. And we are so excited to have you once again, the one and only Abibatu.
Thank you. My name is Abibatu, and I don't know what happened. I think I fell, and the following day I woke up and started looking for Sunda. I'm like, I need to become a comedian. Called her, and now I'm here today. Today's my 4th day on the stage. Yeah. And I can just tell you what happened to me last week at work. I am a nurse, and this Wednesday I went to work, and there was a lady, the movers and shakers of the hospital, you know. Went in the patient's room. Patient's husband is dying of cancer. The woman is all going through it. And the nurse walked in the room. I told the story the first time I was there. This is a continuation of the story. And the nurse told the family member, I only have 2 hands. I only have 2 hands. And the family member in the room said, get out of my room. Right away, I know I'm going to have that patient, because whenever there's an issue in the hospital, a nurse messed up, I know I'm going to have. Now I'm becoming a therapist. I am a nurse. The family members are coming. The family members call the other families, and they all come into the hospital. And now I have that patient to deal with. Walked in the room, all the patient's family wants is not to touch the husband. She's going to do everything. And I'm like, so what happened? Yeah, that's all. And I was like, oh, this is a good deal for me. Oh, my God. The whole day I just crushed the mess, gave it to the wife. The wife is feeding the husband, asking her about the family members. So the nurse came in to give me a report, and she was telling me about, so I was in the room, I walked in there. She already have 10 things for me to do. And I told her, no, I only have 2 hands. I said, what? Oh, my God! You said that? Let's go apologize. Let's go. I walked into the room. She apologized, and now I have the patient. The patient who I'm not doing nothing for. 20 minutes after, she doesn't have a patient in ICU. Now she got a patient. A new one came in on meth, crazy, jumping out of the bed. And I'm like, look at this. You should have just behaved well at the bedside. That was my patient. Now it's her patient. I had to help her. So I will also talk about my family members. Woke up as a diaspora from Africa. I woke up this morning, and my messages were like 5 messages from Africa on the WhatsApp. Today's my birthday. I need money. My mom is very sick. She's in the hospital. I need money. The house just fell down. I need money. And the kids' school fees, you know. So as a diaspora, these are the messages that you get in. Every day you wake up. So I think you need to feel sorry for diasporas. We're going through a lot. Going through what we have to do with Africa and taking care of our family members and things that are going on, you know. And so, continue. Okay, so, yeah. So my daughter just came back home. She's a 28-year-old, came back to the house, not working. I don't know what you guys are doing about this. I don't know. In America, you cannot whip the kids like you were talking about the belt. My friend beat the child. The police came, and she was in jail. And so we learned our lesson from that as an African woman. So now you can't believe it. She just walks around. She has eyebrow going, the eyelashes, the nails, not working in the house, sleeping. I got up today 2 o'clock to go to work, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, what is the plan? No plan. And my American friends told me, just kick her out. How can I kick her out? And she become one of the homeless people out in the street. You know, so I'm into that conflict. I don't know what to do about it. Woke up every day just looking at her and thinking, I think I need to do stand-up comedy because I need to share this kind of things that are going on that we really cannot do nothing with, you know? And as a single parent, I remember when I became a single mother, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. Oh my God. I was so embarrassed because in my community, I think I was the only woman who became a single mom. And it was so embarrassing to go to our functions. So I stopped going out. For a whole year, I stopped going out. And one day my friends said, you need to get out of this house. Let's go. Dress up and let's go. And I went out. My ex-husband was in the middle of the stage dancing with the new woman. And I was like, just to look at, to see what was going on. I was like, wow, this is, wow, they're having fun. And I've been in the house a whole year of not going out. So I went home and cleaned up all my stuff and I started going out. And thank you very much for having me. If you want to continue hearing my story, LA School of Comedy. Thank you.
Yes. Back in that. I'm a pain in the ass, but you know what? You'll learn to appreciate it. Oh my God, just notice your toes. I have to have these. I have to have these shoes. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful? They're toe shoes. Oh my God. Was he getting down? Was he like get down like this? Was he getting down like this? Was he getting down till he saw you? Listen, I'll tell you who could get down. Let me tell you, it don't matter. When it's your man, you will say anything. You will go crazy. He's your man. I will chase my husband butt naked up Wilshire Boulevard. Okay? I don't care. Because I love him so. And I want to hear the words, the wisdom of America's sweetheart, the one and only Mark Zaffron. May I, Mark, a few minutes? Be nice. Be nice. You can walk. Okay? See? It's getting better.
Yeah, you know why I'm getting better? Because I realized that the doctor who wanted to do my surgery never told me how much it cost. So once I figured out how much it was going to cost to get my knees replaced at $51,000, I said, we're going to come up with an alternative. So, I go to my regular doctor. He wants to fuck around with stem cells. All right. He's never done it before. He just needs the money. Well, because they like Lamborghinis. The other thing is that I go in to get scheduled for my, this is real life, by the way. I go in to get scheduled for my operation. You got to get a pretest. Only I go in to get scheduled for my operation. It's hold the horses. We found a blockage in your heart. Then I realized, do a little research, found out I've had it since 2021. Except that some doctor, you see, Sunda's a wonderful person. Just don't take any recommendations for doctors from her. Because they never send you the results. That's a big thing in LA. Doctor takes a test, then there's a big mess. Then you have to come in 3 days before because they only have the electrocardiogram woman come in once a week. It's because doctors don't know how to do any work. They just know how to stand there, play with their pens, and wear those stupid white suits. All right? But I like the new cardiologist. Turns out they put me through so much shit. The worst thing in the world is radioactive isotopes in your body. So here I am getting this radioactive isotope injected into my body, and the guy turns around to Aviva, my daughter, and if you can imagine Aviva, he goes, "Excuse me, are you pregnant?" You could have heard a rat piss on cotton as soon as it was. The last thing Aviva wants to be is, asked if she's pregnant. Forget about being pregnant. She can handle that better than being asked if she's pregnant, because she don't want anybody to know her business. She's a Brown like the rest of them in her family. But that being said, we'll all live with that. I got 2 doctor's appointments tomorrow. First time in my life I actually have to go to the doctor. But, well, you think it's funny, man. Such a waste of money. And on top of it, insurance just keeps going up. Now, I have the cure to Obamacare. Nobody believes me. I do, actually. I do. I know the cure to Obamacare. It's simple. Nobody will do it, though. You know why nobody will do it? Because the trial lawyers' unions are too expensive. They give almost as much money to these criminals as the teachers do. But the cure to Obamacare is simple. Have you all walked into a doctor, give him your insurance card, and all of a sudden the nurse and that little smirk that they have, even when they can't speak English, turns around to you and goes, "Oh, we're out of network." Out of network. You know what out of network means? That means that the doctor's going to ask you for cash, and then tell and then bill $90,000 for the insurance company. I was looking at some of Sunda's bills the other day. I said, "Do you realize that woman billed over $135,000 for that operation?" So and then what's worse is when you find out that you can't get your insurance company to cover any of it unless you buy extra stuff called out-of-network benefits. They pay the same fucking amount, all right? They're not paying any more of the doctor's network or in-network. They're only going to reimburse them the capitated amount, but they will shake you down for an additional premium. So I tell my wife for the last 20 years, please stop going to out-of-network doctors. You think she listens? No. Not at all. Not as my daughters either. But talking about, so then I realized that the simple solution to Obamacare is to ban out of network. You see, this is what we need to do. It's a simple solution. First thing we do is we take Medicare. Now, you know how the doctors bill Medicare, and I don't want to give you an education, I'm supposed to be telling you comedy, but our healthcare system is in of itself a comedy of errors. It's like a Shakespeare play read backwards, and I mean it, in a foreign language. So we start with all of the big problems, which are called federal regulations. Why do we have federal regulations? Because people who don't work very hard, known as federal employees, have to justify their existence. Every federal regulation comes out in a book form. First is the reg, and then there are all the objections, and then there's the final decision at the end. Try to research a real Fed reg. Anyhow, Medicare pays X amount of dollars, and we all use the same codes. The doctors and the insurance companies, everybody use codes. Simple solution. Raise what you reimburse doctors on Medicare by 100%. So if it was $70 for an office visit, make it $140. Ban out of network, and make every insurance company pay at 125% of the new Medicare amount, and allow kickbacks. But that's the key, by the way. Queens Community? No. I'm too well educated to teach at Queens Community College. People who teach at Queens Community College are named Queasy. Okay, they use they/them pronouns and have hair out to here and hate white people. That's Queens Community College. All right. It's true. They don't like anybody. They don't like brown people either. They certainly don't like black people. Because everybody's beneath them. The worst, what was that guy's name that made a fortune ripping us all off with his structural racism? All right, take easy notes. What happened to those girls from the 1619 Project? Considering the fact that the Pilgrims didn't get here to 1621, they certainly didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And let's tell you something about the Pilgrims. Do you know that the Pilgrims were the very first failed socialists in America? When the Pilgrims first got here, they said, let's all share the land. And let's all share the work. Wouldn't you know there was somebody like Brennan walked in there every day on my back? Forget it, my back hurts, and forget Lee, you know? I can't do that. I don't know how to sow the land. They starved. That's why the first Thanksgiving wasn't for a couple of years after they got here, because they had to get rid of the socialism first. You think I'm kidding you? This is true history. They tried it, and it failed in the 1600s. There he goes. Yeah, Brennan's not interested in this stuff. I can tell you Brennan's stories, right? Anyhow, the point I was kind of getting to is that out of all of this, I've decided if I can't beat him, join him. I know I got the solution to Obamacare, but I've also decided that I'm not fat. I woke up yesterday and I decided I'm not fat. I'm thin. All right? And if any of you And if any of you tell me I'm fat anymore, you're misgendering me. And I'm going to have you arrested and say in UK. My new words are slim. By the way, my pronouns are ultra fast. Think about it. If somebody can tell me they're a woman, I can say I'm skinny. It's all a matter of perception, how you look at yourself in the mirror every morning. I go look in the mirror every morning. I'm thin. Somebody comes over to me on the street now and says, "You fat fuck." I said, "I'm going to get you for misgendering me." I'm clearly not fat. Didn't I tell you what my preference was? My preference was not to be called fat. My preference was to be skinny. All right? Doesn't actually work in real life. I can scream to the heavens that I'm skinny, and they can make it happen without a diet. All right? Bottom line on all that. But I'll leave you with this thought. This is an interesting thought, and it's been proven in the last couple of days. Bill Clinton has obviously outlived his usefulness. All right? He outlived his usefulness the day him and that crook Hillary walked out of the White House claiming they were broke. How do you go from broke to $100 million? It's easy. You go to the Cayman Islands and you deposit the shakedown money. That was deposited into the Clinton Foundation. But I've also decided that Barack Obama is worse. He is building a giant penis in Chicago on, he is building a building, the giant phallic symbol. All right, that's going to be the Obama Library, but none of his papers are going to be there. They're going to be at the University of Illinois. Not only that, President Obama likes, to help poor people. They ain't working there. All right, there's a big sign out that says no migrants, no poor people. You can't work on the Obama project. And the other reason is there's no money. He's now about ready to shake down the people of Chicago who can't even feed themselves because he already took their parkland in a very poor neighborhood. So this comes down to this, all right? I believe that presidents, after they've finished this term of office, should be put into cryogenic chambers, all right? We may let them out later. I mean, think about how useless they are. Jimmy Carter. Look how many years he was in hospice. You're supposed to be in hospice for 6 months. All they do is stand there and give you morphine until you die. Jimmy had to be a junkie, just like his brother. All right? Think about it. Why do you need ex-presidents? They have no purpose. They can't even show up at the next president's inauguration. And their wives are worse. All right? But think about it. If we put the president... Nancy's an exception. She was a good astrologer. But then again, Reagan lasted a long time too, but didn't bother us. He went to the ranch, stood there, made believe he was riding his horses because they showed him movies of the Duke. I mean, he didn't know what was going on. The man had Alzheimer's. You make an exception. Gerald Ford, there's no exception for that. There's certainly no exception for Jimmy Carter. And especially, there was definitely no exception for Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I saw a picture of him and Hunter eating ice cream cones. I'm thinking to myself, here I am. I bet you do. Hunter Biden, all lazy people in America aspire to be Hunter Biden. They all want to make a living like Hunter Biden. Sit there with your hand out. Daddy, they're mean to me. Call them up. Tell them they're not getting their government aid. Hunter Biden is responsible for 100,000 deaths in the Ukraine. Hunter Biden is a criminal. Oh, yes, of course. He should be the president of Columbia University. That's a perfect community for Hunter Biden. Or Harvard. Yes, of course he did a 5-hour interview. With that much cocaine, I can do 20 hours. I mean, if I was snorting that much cocaine, I can go on forever. I'm going on forever right now, and I didn't even need drugs. All right? And I'm better educated than Hunter Biden. Anyhow, folks, that's it, Just wanted to, stand out here, unburden myself, especially the issues that have been going on with health care in America. The way to get your health care is get hit by a car.
Oh! I get Billy Ramirez for you, baby.
Gachonka! It's the middle-aged muchacho.
Yes!
Billy Ramirez.
Yes, yeah!
Oh. Isn't that kind of like socialism?
Ah!
We don't believe in
¿Qué pasa, familia? Es un placer estar aquí con ustedes. I like to open up in Spanish every now and then because I look like I might not be able to do it. And it's fun. It's fun feeling like an undercover Latino these days. Especially because I look like I'm far more likely to be mistaken for ICE than to be taken by ICE. So I'm going to take full advantage of that. Let's see. I don't know if you can tell by the anything. I am 100% Mexican American. ¿Qué pasa? Órale. You know, I am. We come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, believe it or not. I'm clearly I don't work outside much. I won't be able to retar your roof or fix your transmission, but I could put together a website or a PowerPoint a toda madre. You know, that means just terrific. Let's see. Is anyone here getting older? Is it just me? I'm coping with becoming an old man by doing this whole middle-aged muchacho thing. That's my way of coping with the fact that I'm middle-aged and like youth is gone. It's over. It's, you know, so I just got to get used to it. But at the same time, like, I didn't spend 10 years being a running back in the NFL, so it's not like I'm breaking down, you know. It's not like I haven't been a power lineman or anything like that. I've just been sitting in front of a computer for 10 years. So, like, it's a weird place to be because I know my body it still works, but the warranty's expired. You know, it's like hasn't started to break down yet, but like the check engine light is starting to flicker. You know, especially this right shoulder. You know, and also like I'm at a weird place because I am in my 40s now. I'm about I think when does middle age start? 45. Let's go with that. I'm just about to be middle age, and like I have gray hair in all the wrong places, you know, and as far as I can tell, there's no just for pubes, you know, you got to use the regular stuff. And like, I wish I had like the silver fox thing going, you know, like to look more distinguished and gentlemanly and whatnot. And, but no, I don't have the gray hairs. And so I don't have a silver fox thing going on. I have more of like a tin hamster thing or a dung beetle thing going on. I don't know. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I'm not married, and I don't have kids. Not because I don't like kids. I like kids, but kids turn into teenagers, you know, and that's one reason. Like, I know you can have kids and then just leave them. But if you want to be a good parent, it's kind of like all day, every day for many years, and like I don't. It doesn't sound fun. It's like because when people say like, oh, I want to have kids, you know, I want to have a baby. They never say I want to have a 15-year-old. You know, it's like, oh, let's have 3 teenagers at once. You know, like that'll be fun. Like no, forget that. No point in my life have I ever wanted to bring a kid in and raise them and all that. But at this point in my life, I might be willing to jump into a 36-month lease on a pre-owned 2022 model, you know, like I'll pay extra if he knows another language and is potty trained, you know, and I might be willing to do a 72-month lease, you know, pick them up when they're like a little toddler and I can turn them back in before they start to get all long and gangly, you know, when they, you know, like that weird stage where they're all just like knees and elbows and front teeth and, you know, they start to have opinions and suddenly I'm being lectured about why Paw Patrol's problematic and whatnot. And like one of the reasons I don't have kids though is because like I'm not a good dater. I'm not a bad dater. Like, you know, I'm not like abusive or anything. I'm not a good dater. I miss a lot of clues and like just really obvious things. Like, I'm like a sexual Mr. Magoo, just walking past really obvious opportunities, you know, and I have just weird quirks that probably affect my dating life. They do actually, as a matter of fact. Like for example, I'm ticklish, okay, and I'm not afraid to say that I'm ticklish because I'm violently ticklish. All right. All right, I am so violently ticklish that if I somehow wished the wrong wish and ended up in the middle of an MMA fight, my only chance to not die immediately is if my opponent tickles me. Like that, I might be able to get accidental knee or whatever. But yeah, and I'm so violently ticklish that I once accidentally ended a relationship because of how ticklish I am. Yeah, I'm from the Bay Area. I was seeing this woman. She lived in Scotts Valley down near Santa Cruz, and we met up to go to a concert at her place. Well, no, her place to go to a concert. That would be cool though. Like I met this woman. She lived at the San Jose Arena. No. Anyways, So I was at her place, and I was just staring at the living room window, looking at all these coast redwoods, and just being lost in nature. It was beautiful. And then she comes up behind me, tickle, tick. Oh my good Lord! I am so sorry. Let me see your nose. Oof. Oh boy. It's not that bad. It was pretty bad. It was like, oh no, we got a full Picasso going on. Oh boy, yeah, that was, and that was the start of her blue period, by the way. Yeah, she told me to Van Gogh home. Yeah, stupid. And then I got all petty and bitchy, and I said, well, I'll go home, but you need to learn how to saison your chicken. All right. I don't know a lot of painters. Just a liar. One more. She took the last. She got the last word, and she told me I was free to leave. All right. I had to get a Mexican one, and viva la raza, you know. Anyways, let's see. But overall, I think one of the reasons I'm just weird and awkward and just not a good dater is because I've struggled with confidence and anxiety issues my entire life. Okay, and through this comedy journey, I think I figured out exactly why that is. Like, I could have done it through therapy, but no, I discovered it through comedy. And it's because I was raised under the rule of la chancla, which seems very appropriate for tonight's, collective set. You know, like, I don't know if you're familiar with what la chancla is, but for some immigrant mothers, it's a piece of footwear like a sandal, or a disciplinary device. And my mom was lethal with it, all right? So she knew the classics, the backhand to the backside, the front hand to the face. But more frightening than that was she could deploy at long range, okay? So if I was in my room just killing it on Super Mario Kart with Koopa Troopa, my favorite, and whatever offense she invented in her head, like all of a sudden, from around the corner would come a chancla and just smack me upside the head, and then it would somehow return to her. I don't know how she ever figured out how to boomerang a chancla. As far as I know, she never went to Australia or even met an Australian. But she somehow managed to turn herself into Chancla Dundee. You know, like, oh, you call that a chancla? This is a chancla. You know, I don't know if anyone remembers that movie, but my mom, my dad, my parents, they tried their best. You know, they tried their best. But at the same time, somebody's best could be a C-, okay? And sometimes when I'm hanging out in my not a house or lying in bed completely alone or reviewing my portfolio that's nothing more than an old trapper keeper full of coupons, I wonder what heights could I have reached if I had taken fewer chanclazos growing up. Fewer chancla smacks. Which, by the way, chancla smacks are part of a delicious, nutritious Latino breakfast. You can find chancla smacks in the cereal aisle next to Special Que Pasa Cabron and Honey Nut Pendejos. Yeah, that's kind of clever. Maybe I could have been a VP of marketing at some Fortune 500 company or something, but had a KY 401. I don't know. But in any case, though, in LA, though, a city that's designed to just shatter your ego and break you down, every now and then I do get to feel confident and the anxiety washes away. That's whenever I go into a taqueria, a Mexican restaurant, and I overhear someone order something like a chicken quesadilla, chicken fajitas, chimichangas. By the way, it's a tragedy that the actor Eric Estrada and the singer Celia Cruz never teamed up for anything. They could have had a variety show called Chips and Salsa. All right, that one's on the house. But whenever it's my turn to order in a Mexican restaurant, I just cannot resist going overboard and basically auditioning for a telenovela. Nobody shooting. Just all of a sudden, ¿qué tal, preciosa? Could be a dude, I don't care. Mi reina, en este momento yo deseo 3 tacos de carne asada, 2 churros y una peña fiel. Gracias, por favor, muy amable. Buen provecho, que Dios te bendiga. And then when I'm feeling extra confident, I'll throw in some bonus words like agujetas, crepúsculo, ferrocarril. And all that means is just shoelace, Twilight Railroad. So it's dumb. Anyways. And also, I have this overall face and demeanor. So sometimes I'll order in fluent Espanol, and then in return I'll get a, okay, so you want 3 tacos. Fine, Jose. I will also have a side of guacamole, whatever that is. I know what it is. But it really doesn't matter where or when I hablo Espanol, because whenever I do, I go completely overboard, basically turn into a Latino reporter. I don't know if anyone still watches the local news, but if you do, pay attention to any reporter whose last name ends in EZ. There's a very good chance that reporter is going to take any and every opportunity to celebrate the rich cultural tapestry of the Spanish language. And that's how I hablo Espanol, like a Latino reporter wrapping up a segment. Something like, police don't have any further information on the suspect reporting live from Rancho Santa Margarita. This is Gustavo Gutierrez, el mero más chingón, tú sabes, güey, for ABC 7 News. Back to you, Nancy. Thank you. My name is Billy Ramirez. ¿Dónde está la chingadera? Aquí está la chingadera. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me at billyramirez.com and on TikTok and Instagram at middleaged muchacho. Please welcome backstage to wrap up today's festivities, our comedy queen, Sunda Kronquist.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Wow. Well, it's good to be black. You're all white with me. And I just want to say that thank you, Jennifer, for handling this board and making this place something special. But how are we going to get this woman out of this place so we open this comedy club next door? You got any ideas, Brennan? How are you going to get her out so we can get this comedy club? No, she chases them with guns.
Here, I got an idea.
Okay.
Certain nights, she can do her massages, use this area. Okay, certain, so she can maybe extend the clientele.
Are you crazy? We have next door a great place for a comedy club.
No, but you're gonna, like, so some nights.
But she's selling, no, not that one where they're selling the toilets.
I know.
This is insane.
Get that side. It's just,
We're insane.
you're talking about break this wall down, right?
Yeah,
And then just keep going.
keep going.
Yeah, that'd be great.
How are we going to do it? We got to get that money. So listen, guys, if you are listening, you have to listen because finally my nonprofit thing has come through and we are working on it really diligently to stay open, to have this place here for just more than just comedy. You guys have to do self-tapes. You guys have to get agents. You got to get managers. And it's just not a nice place anymore. LA is just not nice. There's no place for you guys to go to find out information. And then when you see people, like, they're so stupid. You're at the, I'm at the club. I'm just saying, I'm at the store, and you would think that people have an opportunity to go in with somebody that they, instead I hear, don't talk to her. She does live streaming. How stupid are these people? I've never heard anything like this. So I say to all of you comedians, if you wrote these jokes and it's up there, that's your joke, then you did it. But sometimes people have to save something for a show. Never think that you come here that you must be live. You can go last. But we give you an option. But to hear things like that is just ridiculous. And I feel sorry for them, especially the one girl that all the men are just going to pass around for her jokes that aren't funny. You are very funny. Take me to Africa and see how that's going to be. Thank you, everyone. I'm Sunda Kronquist. Good night. God bless all of you. And God bless my doctor. Fix my face.